Morning students, welcome to the chemistry class, and today we are going to deal with the determination of atomicity of gases by Avogadro's law, relative vapor density, and lastly we will see numerical problems based on relative vapor density. Let us start with the determination of atomicity of gases by Avogadro's law. By the Avogadro's law, here we will determine the atomicity of some gases. The first one, atomicity of molecules of hydrogen and chlorine gases. When hydrogen reacts with chlorine, it forms hydrogen chloride. H2 plus Cl2, it forms 2HCl. That means one volume of hydrogen and one volume of chlorine when they react and forms two volumes of hydrogen chloride, and it is by Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. That means when gases react, they do so in a simple ratio with the reactants and the product. But by Avogadro's law, equal volumes of gases have equal number of molecules. So one volume, it can be replaced by one volume of hydrogen. One volume of chlorine, it can be replaced by one molecule of chlorine. And two volumes of HCl, it can be replaced by two molecules of HCl. When we divide all these by 2, we can get half molecule of hydrogen, half molecule of chlorine, then one molecule of hydrogen chloride. But dear students, as atom is indivisible, so half a molecule of each of hydrogen and chlorine must contain at least one atom each. That means half molecule, it must contain one atom. So one molecule of hydrogen, it contains two atoms, hence its atomicity is 2. Similarly, one molecule of chlorine, it contains two atoms and its atomicity is 2. Similarly, in the formation of nitric oxide NO, one volume of nitrogen reacts with one volume of oxygen and form two volumes of nitric oxide by Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume. When gases combine, they combine in simple ratio 1:1:2. But by Avogadro's law, equal volumes of gases have equal number of molecules under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. So one volume, it can be replaced by one molecule of nitrogen, one volume of oxygen, it is one molecule of oxygen, and two volumes of nitric oxide, it can be replaced by two molecules of nitric oxide. It can be written as half molecule of nitrogen, half molecule of oxygen, then one molecule of nitric oxide. Dear student, as atom is indivisible, so half molecule of nitrogen, it contains one atom, and half molecule of oxygen contains one atom. So atomicity of N2 nitrogen gas is 2 and the atomicity of oxygen gas is also 2. It means one molecule of nitrogen contains two atoms and one molecule of oxygen contains two atoms. Similarly, in the formation of ammonia, we can find the atomicity of nitrogen and hydrogen. Let us move to the next topic, relative vapor density. Students, how can we find the density? Density can be found by mass by volume. That means dividing the mass by volume, and the units are kg per meter cube or gram per centimeter cube. But when this density is compared with any reference such as water, then it is called absolute density. That means density of any substance is compared with water, then it is absolute density. And absolute density is classified as a specific gravity, and vapor density. A specific gravity, it is for the solids and liquids, and vapor density, it is for gases. And our today's topic is relative vapor density. Let us see what is the definition of relative vapor density. Relative vapor density of a gas or vapor. It is for gas or vapor. It is the ratio of the masses of equal volumes of gas or vapor and hydrogen. That means the ratio of masses of equal volumes of gas with hydrogen under the same conditions of temperature and pressure. Then we will get the relative vapor density. Let us see how can we find the relative vapor density. Relative vapor density, it is abbreviated as REL, relative, V for vapor and D for density. Mathematically we can find relative vapor density is equal to mass of volume V of the gas and mass of volume V of the hydrogen gas, and they should be under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. This can be replaced as relative vapor density is equal to mass of one molecule of the gas, mass of one molecule of the hydrogen gas by Avogadro's law. Equal volumes have equal number of molecule. Here volume is V, that means equal volume. So they have equal number of molecule, one molecule and one molecule. Next, relative vapor density is equal to mass of one molecule of the gas, mass of two atoms of the hydrogen. That means in place of one molecule of hydrogen, we can write two atoms of hydrogen because atomicity of hydrogen is 2. Now, relative vapor density is equal to mass of one molecule of the gas, and it can be written as 2 into mass of one atom of hydrogen. Now 2 into relative vapor density, when we transpose 2 to LHS, it is 2 into relative vapor density is equal to mass of one molecule of the gas by mass of one atom of hydrogen. 2 into relative vapor density is equal to mass of one molecule of the gas and 1 by 12 the mass of one atom of carbon 12. We replaced mass of one atom of hydrogen by 1 by 12 the mass of one atom of carbon 12. Let us recall, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 and 1/12 the mass of one atom of carbon 12 is equal to 1 by 12 into 12, as atomic mass of carbon is 12. 12 cancel and it is 1. So both have 1 and 1 value. So we can replace mass of one atom of hydrogen by 1/12 the mass of one atom of carbon 12. And 2 into relative vapor density is equal to relative molecular mass. That means mass of one molecule of the gas divided by 1 by 12 the mass of one atom of carbon 12. This is called relative molecular mass, which we had already studied. Or we can write relative vapor density is equal to relative molecular mass by 2. So students, we can find the relative vapor density by dividing relative molecular mass by 2, or if we have to find relative molecular mass, we will multiply 2 into vapor density. And here are some questions. Let us see. Atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5. Find its vapor density. How can we find the vapor density? Atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5. So relative molecular mass is 2 into 35.5. Now vapor density, as per the formula, relative molecular mass by 2. So we put 2 into 35.5 divided by 2, we get 35.5, as it is relative vapor density, so it has no unit. Next question. calculate the vapor density and molecular mass of carbon dioxide if 200 ml of the gas at STP weighs 0.40 gram. Here it is given 1 liter of hydrogen at STP weighs 0.09 gram. So what we have to find? We have to find the vapor density and the molecular mass of carbon dioxide. Here the volume is given 200 ml and here the volume is given 1 liter, that is 1000 milliliter. So we will change. 200 milliliter of carbon dioxide weighs 0.4 gram at STP. So 1 milliliter will weigh 0.4 by 200 gram. So 1000 milliliter of carbon dioxide, we change 200 ml to 1000 ml. It will weigh 2 gram of carbon dioxide at STP. Now vapor density, mass of 1000 milliliter of carbon dioxide at STP divided by mass of 1000 milliliter of hydrogen at STP. What is the mass of 1000 milliliter of carbon dioxide? It is 2, and it is given mass of 1000 milliliter of hydrogen 0.09. After calculation we can get 22.22. Now we have to find the molecular mass. Molecular mass is equal to 2 into vapor density. So it is 2 into 22.22, that is 44.44 gram. So students, it's clear how to find the vapor density and how to find the molecular mass using the vapor density. And here are some questions. I hope this video will help you. It is not only the video but also the virtual class. But don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.